Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV, everyone, and I have a surprise for you. Well, the way, I decided that I was going to go ahead and do something off-screen, which would have taken... I think it took me about 6 or 7 hours to do in all, and that was to do the next step in our relic quest, which is to get 12 of these Atmas. You have to go and do fates until one dropped in basically every zone of each of the 3 companies' areas. 3 for Grandana, I believe, and then 4 for Thonalon, and then 5 for Las Sinosia, or whatever it's called. So we have all 12. I think I have to take my sword and shield off first, though, so let me go ahead and do that. Go ahead and take a chance to look at the onion shield. Wow, that is a small shield. That is an extremely small shield. Let's go ahead and take a look at this. To the power of Atma, I shall imbue your relic with such might as it has never known. Lend me the object you wish enhanced, and I shall see the deed done. And we want our Cortana and a Holy Shield done, so let's go ahead and do it. Uh, 12 unique varieties of Atma. You have done well, my dear adventurer. Pray leave the rest to me. I require but a moment. It is done. True to my theory, the souls housed within the Atma have merged with your blade and shield. Take them up once more, adventurer, and savor the newfound power that courses through them. And our relics Zenith have been reborn through the power of Atma, so now we have Atma relics. If you wish to have your another relic Zenith enhanced, you may do so by repeating the process of obtaining 12 unique Atma. So we have that if we want to do it with any more weapons, if we ever need them. But at the moment, we're going to go ahead and put our stuff back on. I'm sure you noticed right away that our sword and shield do not glow anymore, and the reason for that is that they were changed into a different form entirely now. So now you can see that they have a nice white styling to them with the gold. And if we want them to glow again, we have to do this next quest for it. So let's go ahead and talk to them. Ah, my stout assistant, I trust you are enjoying your Atma-infused relic. Now, while your newfound might may indeed be impressive, what if it were to tell you that your weapon may grow even mightier still? My research leads me to believe that this is a distinct possibility. As before, if you would agree to be my subject, I would promise you that you will not be the worse for your part. What say you? I knew I could count on you, my friend. Listen, then, to the theory I have recently formed. Legend tells that when the world lies upon the brink of destruction, brave souls who bear the light shall rise to banish the darkness. These heroes are known by Murat names, but in my native Radha-Han, they are called the Zodiac Braves. Zodiac Braves are said to wield arms of unparalleled might. They shone with the radiance of 1,000 stars. My ultimate objective, dear adventurer, is no less than the recreation of these legendary arms. The Iranian tradition holds that the Zodiac Braves gathered light to their weapons by vanquishing formidable foes. It is my theory that the heroes were in fact absorbing souls. And now through the use of Atma, your weapon has been transformed into something with the self-same ability, and exists as a vessel for souls. At present, however, this vessel holds but a small fraction of its capability. If your weapon is to realize its potential, you must have it drink deep of the souls of slain foes. Of course, not every soul is created equal, so it follows that not all creatures will serve a purpose. Indeed, the Zodiac Braves themselves were very particular as to which foes they chose to vanquish. In the interest of efficiency, you would do well to seek out adversaries of like nature. For this you may refer to the Trial of the Braves, a collection of sacred texts that tells of the hero's deeds. Books are common enough in Radha-Han, but have recently formed my theory. I do not think to bring them with me, alas. Though trade flourishing between our lands, perhaps there is a local merchant dealing in imported wares who has them in stock. So our blade went from item level 90 to item level 100 with this change to them. So it is a nice little boost, which I think should, yeah, 104. I think it wasn't that big of a boost, though. I think it was only like 102 or 103 beforehand, so that's kind of, not super great, but, you know. We need to go to Reborn Soul regardless, either way we want to go, so let's go ahead and do that. But I am glad to have gotten weapons higher up now, since we were pretty much at item level 100 anyways. The weapons we had were actually holding us back a little bit, since they were only at 90. Oh yeah, let's go and talk to Rowena first. Okay. Hey, Theronian literature and heroes who's wielding dazzling weapons, and it's called the Trial of the Braves. Might be as I've got something that fits your description. Gusjana is the one who deals in tomes and the like. You'll find her near the north gate of the toll. I also should get retainers at some point, because they actually act as like a bank, from what I've been told. And my inventory is kind of like getting kind of full. This is like my 4th page of stuff here. So it's like crafting materials that I have. I haven't wanted to get rid of them just because of the fact that I might take up a crafting job at some point. Trial of the Braves? Why yes, we happen to have those tomes, but why would anybody be interested in moldy old things like... what I meant to say was they're extremely rare, and you aren't like to find them anywhere else in Irzal. 9 books comprise a set, each alone is worth a small fortune, but I'm like you, Adventure, so I'm willing to offer them at a discount. For the bargain price of 100 poex, you can be the proud owner of a piece of history, a book from the sacred trials of the Braves. Make no mistake, anywhere else you'd pay easily twice that. When you're keen to make the exchange, let me know. So we're going to have to buy 9 books for 100 poex each. Oh boy. Well, I think we're going to have to put a hold on that for now, because my poex are going towards my armor set, and that's a bit more important. But it is nice that we got at least one upgrade at the moment, so... Because it's going to be almost close to 900 that I need just for, like, completing the set. I need 3 more pieces to it, so... And they're like 245, I think, a piece. In fact, I really should start taking up some of the hard dungeon quests that are around here, I believe, because there's hard dungeon variation quests that we've done before, but we haven't done the hard variations, and they would give us the new person amount of poex. And I think I could just do one of those and have enough to be able to get another piece of gear from the Ironwork set. This is not a journey I soon wish to repeat. I cannot pause to rest. The culmination of all our effort is at hand. I must see the preparations for this inaugural ceremony. Thank you for allowing me to mobilize your services, Narin. I'm certain that the antecedent will be relieved to see you free for other duties. And we're also level 53 at this point. I forgot to mention. I got that during the fates I was running. Greetings, Narin. Alphanod tells me all is in the place to begin his trial company. The Scions shall certainly be grateful to have the support of such an organization. The inaugural ceremony is set to take place here at the Rising Stone. Sitaru is cooperating with Alphanod to see all of his readiness. All is in readiness, so I'm afraid the recruits themselves have been left to their own devices for the time being. Quite a number of new faces have arrived in Revan's Toll of late. I was wondering if Softborn might not find himself overwhelmed. Would you speak with him and see if there's aught he requires? Alrighty. What can I do for you, Narn? I thought you'd have your hands full helping out with this new arm of the Scions. I barely noticed your recruits arrived. It was barely a trickle compared to the flood of treasure hunters we have passed through every day. Well, I appreciate your offer of aid. It is more your burden that concerns me. I'm told this trial company will answer directly to the incident, so I trust that means less work for you in the long run. Sulfur and the shipment we couldn't... Gods, woman, what befell? We were bringing up a shipment to Revan's Toll, provisions earmarked for the frontier effort. Just as we sought to cross over into Mordana, we were set upon by brigands. I believe they may have been heretics. There were many, too many. We only escaped with our lives by binding the supplies. Pray forgive us. There's not to forgive. Provisions can be replaced, but smart soldiers are hard to find. Take your rest, and I'll have somebody along to tend to those wounds. What to do? If heretics are involved, then this is like to be more than a case of simple thievery. Ishgard would need to be informed. Whence did these supplies originate? House for Temps, you collected the provisions from Camp Dragonhead proper. Understood. I should see that they are apprised of this development. Narn, were you not on good terms with the Knights of Temps? I'll be sending them a missive immediately, of course, but I'd also have you travel there and offer your considerable talents. Yes, I realize I contradict my earlier hopes to lighten your load, but I need someone who can bring this incident to a satisfactory conclusion. Our favorable relations with Ishgard are far more too important to risk half measures. Thank you for understanding. I'm certain Lord Harkafent would be glad of your assistance. Alright. We could just go ahead and go over to Camp Dragonhead now. Alright. Luckily, we just basically dropped almost right on top of it. Well, visit my fine friend, Narn Scorchus. Would you care for a plate of roast karaku? Some mulled wine? No? Ah, I see you're not coming to my hall merely to escape the biting cold. I was in fact on the verge of opening an urgent missive with Revan's Toll. I suspect the timing of your arrival is no coincidence. Ooh. Interesting.
The incident with the new frontier hands? No, you need not elaborate. I have been following their progress with no small amount of interest. Brave men and women all. They do our nation a great service. The existence of a fortified outpost in Mordona will do much to dissuade the Empire from trespassing on Kurth's soil. Right glad am I that you have chosen to lend your support to this endeavor. Never let it be said that House Fortom does not acknowledge the efforts of her allies, or her debts. 'Twas in the spirit of gratitude that I arranged for sundry supplies to be delivered to Revenant's Toll. That the shipment should chance to be waylaid by heretics is poor fortune indeed. Poor fortune, I say, yet not without precedent. If you would know the truth of it, these incorrigible villains grow more organized with each passing day. This new unity of purpose we attribute to their leader, the Lady Iceheart. But though I have devoted significant resources to the task of identifying this woman, we have yet to learn so much as her birth name. What we do know is that the heretics speak of Iceheart in reverent tones, and would gladly embrace death rather than betray her. Such loyalty is rare indeed, and I fear to imagine what so committed a collective might achieve. The brigands have not yet been so brazen as to risk direct confrontation here in Dragonhead. Some few of their number have, however, been sighted not far to the west of here, and with ever-increasing regularity. A visit to Whitebrim Front may bring you the answers you seek. Will you brave the snows, knowing what implacable foes may lie in wait? Halone's blessings be upon you! Though I take no pride in the admission, many of mine own countrymen are not so well suited as you adventurers to dealing with such foes. Were they dragons, it might be otherwise. But truly, I could not wish for a finer ally. You have done much for my house in the past, and I have no doubt but that I shall have cause to celebrate your deeds again ere long. Should you learn aught of value, pray return to me forthwith. A warm hearth and a warmer welcome should be waiting for you.
Alright, seems there's an issue here in Protheus. Which I think this is one of the... Let's see, we've done issues with Grindana, Limsa, and Thonalon, so Protheus does make the most sense to be the next one in line. Let's give it a drive. Looks to be just a straight line through here. Go ahead and just jump off of there. It's inside of here? Might be at the very top, I think. Ah, yes, I picked right. Nor is there aught you would ask of me? Pray speak plainly. I'm a man of action, need no honeyed words. On the trail of a band of thieving heretics, you say, by the Fury, but do you seem destined to cross paths with those villains? Must confess, then, 'tis a sad truth that the wilds hereabouts have indeed grown thick with their number. They strike swiftly, without warning, and are canny enough to evade our most able trackers. But 'tis not merely their newfound organization that confounds us. The heretics themselves seem somehow changed. Do not know their manner of influence this Iceheart wields, but the men we face seem utterly lost in the grip of righteous fever. It's unsettling and unnatural zeal. Mayhap you would care to question one of the recent victims. As fate may have it, your arrival came moments after Trailer was waylaid on the road. Troll found the unfortunate fellow lying senseless in the snow, carried him to our infirmary. Assuming he has regained the use of his faculties, the merchant might recall some small detail that could aid you in your task. Is it not right off this way? Is it up here? Yeah, I think it might be. Upstairs, I assume? Aha, here we go. Tell you what happened? Why, yes, of course. I'm quite recovered enough for that. Anything to help catch those cowardly blackguards. I was traveling my usual route to White Brimmed Front when a sudden blow sent me reeling. Next thing I knew, I was on the ground, and several heretics were rifling through my cargo, arms, armor, crystals. They were taking everything. 'Twas when that one of them noticed my bleary gaze and stalked over to the better acquaint my head with his mace. Before darkness claimed me, however, I distinctly heard the words, "Return to Snowcloak." Dare say that is where they're hauling my goods, but you'll not catch me rushing off in pursuit. Tell me 'twas a miracle I survived at all. I'll not trust my thick skull to save me a second time. Alright, time to head to Snowcloak. Which is probably a bit further out. Yeah, it is. Right, should be right here. Eh, looks like they got somebody else here recently. Oh boy, this sounds like the case of a primal here. They're obsessed with crystals. Okay, looks like we have to head further along. God, draw your weapon foul. Wait, I recognize you, adventurer. You come seeking heretics. And we share a common purpose. We were on patrol when we chanced across one of them raiding parties. Pursued them here. By rights, we should have had them quartered in this ravine, yet they're gone, vanished like icy rafts. You glimpse a woman atop the cliff. Could it be Iceheart herself come to sneer at our folly? But where did she disappear? The heretics must have discovered a passage through the frozen wall. Some hidden tunnel that escaped our notice. We have not the men to risk further investigation. 'Twould be best that we were to return to White Rim Front and play suspicions before Lord Drillamont. Can't see what the quest says there, so because the Fate Gate. There we go. Okay. Okay, so the guy that was up in the tower then. Up the stairs with the chocobo. Nard, it appears I owe you my thanks once again. The surviving knights spared no detail in the report. The men you found out near Snowcloak were some of my finest. They should be bested so handily. I fear I have woefully underestimated the threat these heretics pose. I understand you may balk at the notion. I must ask that you put aside your mission and consider the stolen provisions lost to us for now. It would be ill-advised to blunder unprepared to what may well be the very lair of our enemy. Pray return the Dragon Head and inform Lord Cockafine of your discoveries. He will wish to plan contingencies of his own. As for Iceheart and her fanatics, the freezing heights of Snowcloak will not shield them from our justice for long. Alright. Now that I think about it, I don't think we've had a primal issue here in Corythius before. So this might be the first one. Though there is actually a primal here. Behemoth, I believe, is actually a primal who you fight through fates. But it sounds like there's another primal that might be coming up here, because that's the only thing I could think of with the whole being obsessed with crystals thing they have going on with the heretics.
Your return is most timely. Of their own accord, my thoughts had turned to your task and the progress thereof. I confess, my imaginings tended toward the grim and bloody. But you are here now, and I suspect such frivolous wonderings do little justice to the reality of your travails. Tell me, what did you learn of Iceheart? Indeed, and this transpired at Snowcloak? Of all the highlands, that towering wall has borne the worst of the region's brutal shift in climate. So inhospitable has Snowcloak become that we have still to survey the area in its entirety. Could its frozen heights conceal the heretics' hideaway? Mayhap a more robust reconnaissance effort is in order. Putting such considerations aside for the moment, we still know far too little of this Iceheart. That she is capable of commanding such a band of fanatics bespeaks natural authority, and no small measure of charisma. As much as I would like to fathom this mystery with you, the situation has grown beyond my personal purview. I am bound by duty to inform the Temple Knights and request that they bring this matter to its conclusion. Given the glowing reports the new commander has garnered thus far, I am certain that they can be relied upon to take appropriate action. Though Iceheart's true identity yet eludes us, you have provided us with a point from which to begin. Sometimes it takes but a single stone to prompt an avalanche. On the matter of the stolen provisions, I have already made arrangements for a second shipment to be sent to Revenant's Toll. I could not well allow such an honorable venture to be undermined by one miserable setback.
Alright. Then we can go ahead and head back to Reverend's Toll. Chowder withdraws from battle. Alright, Slav-born, I think I got everything covered for you. Narn, 'tis good to see you return to the Toll. How fared you in the frozen waste of Prometheus? House Fortans is to send us a second shipment. I must then send thanks to this Lord Hockerfant for his continued generosity. Even as our town grows in prosperity, I feel it will attract ever greater numbers of those who would do us harm in the name of greater power. All of us, Aphanon's new recruits included, must remain vigilant against such threats. Yeah, this isn't as good as what it could be for us. That's a nice hat, though. I might get the hat. I'm really thinking about maybe taking out Black Mage as my next one. I don't know. While you're away in Prometheus, preparations for the inaugural ceremony were all but completed. Though Totaro does seem yet somewhat flustered. Take enough of your time, munch your head into the rising stones, and see if your frantic receptionist could do it with a hand. I'm gonna go ahead and take a look at this headpiece here. You can actually see it from the let me step in the light here for a second. That looks pretty nice, I think. That brings us up to 106, I forgot to check. These parchment need to be sorted, and these documents, why are they even here? Oh, I'm sorely tempted to file the lot in my wastepaper basket. Oh, Narn, you startled me. You wish to lend me a hand? Splendid. It should be a dear and hand these uniforms to the new recruits. They're scattered about Reverend's Toll, and I haven't time to track them all down. Recruits know to don their garb immediately and assemble here in the Rising Stones. You will want to report directly back to Aphanod if you don't wish to miss the ceremony. What if the Scions will ever have matching uniforms? A well-funded organization is a well-dressed organization, I suppose. So looks like we'll just be traveling around looking for people here in Morduna to give their clothing to. And then after this we can see what this ceremony is all about. really am tempted to perhaps, after this, start working on some of the, hard dungeons. Because honestly, there's probably enough of them to where I could probably get at least 2 more items from the Ironworks set from. Those who believe this company will see no riches are short-sighted fools. The giving of oneself is an investment in the future. Let's dedicate my name to the cause. These uniforms were a splendid idea. Once our organization has made a name for itself, there should be a wealth of plenty in selling replica costumes to the adoring masses. You say so, buddy. Yeah, there's one of them. This scarlet garb marks me as a proud member of the Maelstrom, and a hearty defender of Limos Limosa, yet in truth I stand for the betterment of the realm. I thought this company, a new company, a fine opportunity to contribute on a grander scale. Oh, now that's a striking shade of blue. Alongside my Maelstrom in uniform, my wardrobe will certainly not lack for color. Little Alamigo could learn much from Revenstall, that this town could be so alive in the midst of such desolation. Never worn aught quite so frumitless. Well, I'm sure I'll grow accustomed to the extra cloth in time. Darn Scorchus, gods, I did not expect to meet you strolling about town. Tales of your primal battles were what inspired me to come to Revenstall. It is an honor to receive this uniform from your hands. I shall wear it with pride. Yeah, that's half of them already. I assume the rest must be a little bit more hidden, I assume. One up here, at least. I don't believe we met. I'm Ilberd, and I'll have the honor of leading my fellow recruits as captain. Much did I lose through the calamity. I look forward to aiding others in rebuilding their lives. Uniforms are a shrewd decision. There's no easier method of creating a common bond among what it is. Essentially a band of strangers. I wonder if there's any inside of somewhere. Possible they might be up here? Yes, there is. Thought it'd be best to mimic my fellows here, but I admit I have no idea what we're supposed to be doing. Our new uniforms. I reminded my induction to the Wood Whalers. At least this is going faster than the one over in Limso, that's for sure. There must be an area that I've missed here. Maybe up here? Yes, there's one back here. Hello there, lass. Looking for me? What is she? I suggest giving a whistle, but I'm not sure I'd hear you amongst all the bustle. Oh, proper uniforms and all. This thing's cut out for the blood to me head. Not to worry, though. I'm sure she'll make fine after making a few adjustments. Alright, just one more. And they're right here. Okay. Israel has at last retired from the adventurer's life, though I'll miss his wisdom and irrepressible spirit. I'm so excited to forge my own path forwards. Ah yes, the uniform, thank you. Truth be told, the thought of pledging myself to such a lofty organization is somewhat intimidating. And there we go. Yes, Naran. Tatara mentioned you were handing out the uniforms. I assume you now met the rest of the recruits. Some few answered the calls to arms I put forth through the established grand companies and such. We're not yet an army, but there is much a small corps of elite warriors can achieve. I mentioned I thought of a name of a company. It's my hope that it would soon be known across the breadth of Azazel. Moment of truth draws near, Naran. Once the last of the groups have gathered, I shall make the official announcement.
Comrades, your presence here this day signifies the momentous choice that each of you has made. With your strength now pledged to the scions of the Seventh Dawn, you are beholden to no single nation. You stand as the vanguard for a united Eorzea. From this moment forth, I declare you Crystal Braves. Let us mend this fractured realm and face our enemies as one. Whether it be the Beastmen and their primals, or the conflict in Carteneau, it is plain that the nations of Eorzea cannot solve the problems which plague the realm. Thus does it fall to some few heroic souls to succeed where they have failed. Come, take your place at the Scion's side as... I shall not be leads into battle, what must be done to save this land.